Hi, it's me, Sailor Jupiter Lita here, and today I'm gonna talk about, one thing that I do think needs to be talked about. Alright, so where do I get started at? Alright, not sure what to say. Wow. Uh, crack my neck. That's not what the film is. So, the film is that, yeah, I don't know. Well, all right. Here's the film. So, Power Rangers or Strength Keepers or our show. Did our show and their show borrowed stuff from each other, or was it just a lot of things that just happened to be the same between both of our shows? Now I know someone watching this film is gonna probably think, well, there is nothing that both someone's going to say, well, no way both shows can be the same or borrowed from each other. All right. Power Rangers or Strength Keepers was offshooted and shifted from a show called Super Sentai or Overteam. And Sailor Moon also by that side also was a woman supposed to be a woman take on that. Now, at the end of the day, both shows have gone on for many years, and even though one show has been going on a lot longer than the other shows. Now, I know there's going to be someone out there saying that Overteam has been around since 9 between 75 YL, and that's true and all. Now, did our show have many things that were the same? Well, fighting a fiend of a week. Yeah, both shows have fiends that are fought of the week or the fiend of the day, I guess you should call it. And there was one little big unlikeness between that is that when we would beat the fiend would be done. Where in Strength Keepers or Power Rangers, that was not always true. Every time they beat the fiend, a lot of times the the fiend would grow and they would have to call upon a big tool to do the fighting. And after that, then the fiend was beat. There was only, I think, only two times that we ever had to fight a fiend that actually grew. Well, there was Queen Beryl after her and Queen Natalia became one. There was Emerald when she became a Lindworm. But beyond those two, those are the only times that we ever fought, uh, a foe or a fiend that had become big. Now, a lot of folks tend to leave out a lot of other things about the show that's the same. Now, I've talked about this a lot. Talking about Sailor Mercury, and the first Blue Ranger, Blue Keeper, both being blue, both being highly wise, and both being seen as their brains of their on-look team. Yeah, I'm talking about Sailor Mercury and the Blue Ranger, the Blue Keeper, Amy and Billy. I think at the end of the day, most likely it was, you know, there were that I guess was something you could say. I don't really want to say that it was that one show got the fault from doing that from the other show, but if they did, I really truly don't know. So there's one little thing right there. Um, Rita Repulsa putting brainwashing Tommy into being the first Green Ranger, Green Keeper, but being uh, under a spell at the time, and Queen Beryl when she put a spell on Darien Tuxedo Mask. Now, that, I'm not sure But my only guess I could come up with is that that may have been. I'm not truly sure, but I think that's something that both shows had was the same. I don't know if one show saw the other show doing that and then said, well, we got to do that. I really don't know. But it's just one of those things that just happen to be the same between each other. Um, uh, Another thing that a lot of folks might not say is the same, but was, Tommy and Kimberly and Tommy and Catherine and Serena and Darian or Tuxedo Max or Sailor Moon or the Pink Ranger, the Green Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the White Ranger. Um, there are a lot of times where each one would help the other one out. Well, mostly one would help the other one out in a time and a fight, and also being in a kinship of each other. Something that a lot of folks see the same thing between Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. I know a lot of folks watching both shows would picked up on that. I, at the end of the day, that was something that was the same, you know. But at the end of the day, those are the only things that someone could say that was the same between both shows. But looking at what following you are looking at, that might not be the same. But if you're looking at the first three followings of Power Rangers or Strength Keepers, those tend to be the same. Now, at the end of the day, there was someone on YouTube called Union Jack, or more like that would most be One Jack, who made a film talking about the things that were the same between each shows. And you should go see that film if you want to. Now, another thing that he didn't bring up, that a lot of folks didn't bring up, was how Queen Serenity and Zordon were known to have, known to be fought foes that they had to do away with. Zordon was known to have done away with Ivan Ooze and Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed the same way, putting him into a dumpster, into a can, and locking him up. The same way Queen Beryl had sent Queen Nephelena away, as well as Queen Beryl away into the Dark Kingdom. Now, that may have just been something that was the same, but a lot of that, was done. And at the end of the day, I'm sure some of these folks probably will not see, some of these folks probably didn't even pick up on that one. Hell, the one that did this film on that didn't even talk about that one either. But at the end of the day, those are just some things that both shows have that are the same, but there is a lot of things between both shows that are not the same. As you get through the other followings, which Sailor Moon only has 4 followings if you count Deacon Cloverway, 5 if you go with the Viz or the Toei work. But that's about it. Where Power Rangers or Strength Keepers has gone on to have many followings of itself. But at the end of the day, there probably are a lot of things that are the same between each shows. At least the 3 followings of it, you can see a lot of those things that are the same, and a lot of things that are not the same. But it is what it is. Oh, shape shifting. Before I end this film, both teams shapeshift. But I know it's not one they do all the same, because they all shapeshift. But I just want to put that out there, But then again, if you talk about it, that would be the same for all the followings. But I don't really think that's something that makes them unlike. That's something else that they have the same though. All right. If you like that film, Sailor Jupiter said, then watch the film we made over here. Or follow us here at Sailor Moon for Life. I'm Sailor Jupiter Lita. Hope you like this film.